Hi, welcome back to the 9 to 5 Novelist. I'm Patricia Marcus Guerrero. I am a writer and I'm also an author, and I've published 4 books with Hodder and Stoughton. So today we're talking about outlines. One of the questions that I tend to hear and see a lot from people who are starting out on writing their first novel, maybe their second, this is the second or the third attempt, is do I need to outline? Now, everyone has their own individual way of doing things. There's been plenty of authors out there who have completed their first novel, their second, their third, without a plan to their name. They've just literally sat down at a laptop or a computer or their notebook, whatever that might be, and they've just knocked out a novel, right? They've done it without pre-planning. Maybe they just had a vague idea and they started writing it. It happens. A lot of writers do that. They call it pantsing. Hence the are you a plotter or a pantser? I think it used to be the saying. Um Personally, I think that having a plan, having an outline can be very beneficial. And I do think that it increases your chances of getting to the end of your first draft. So, for that reason, I'm a big advocate for writing an outline. That said, a lot of people think that outlining needs to be done in a specific way. And I disagree with that. So, you don't have to outline the same way that I do. You don't have to outline the same way that your favorite author does. It's about making it work for you. Because ultimately, the outline is basically you creating a map for yourself that you can follow. But as with any map, you can wander off course and then come back. Yeah. So I think that is one of the most important things to keep in mind when creating an outline. Okay. You don't have to outline a certain way, but how can you outline? There are several, definitely more than I'll touch upon in this video. But there are several ways for you to outline. There's probably new ways being created as I record this video. Again, it's about making it work for you. You can even take one way to outline with a different way to outline and kind of bring the two together. I know I certainly kind of do a mix of a few, but I'm just going to quickly run over 4 specific outlining formats. Okay. Type 1, the synopsis. So the synopsis is a 1 to 2 page summary of your story. It typically covers your main or key characters, your main plot points, and how it all gets resolved. So that's typically what you tend to cover in that 1 to 2 page synopsis. Who is this good for? The synopsis is quite a good outline for writers who think in prose rather than bullet points. But one thing that I would say to watch out for with a synopsis is just making sure it doesn't get too detailed. It's just supposed to be your outline. It's not supposed to be your first draft. You've got type 2, the bookend method. It's exactly how it sounds. For this method, you basically need to have your beginning and your ending worked out, and the rest you figure it out as you go along. For a lot of people, knowing where you're starting out and knowing where you're headed is all you need in order to find your way, and they do quite well with that. It's a simple and it's a low pressure outline, and it's really good for writers who feel like detailed planning kills their creativity and, their creative flow. Now, the thing about the bookend method is that it kind of misses what I feel is the main function of an outline for me, which is to help you navigate the messy middle, because that's where a lot of people get stuck and stop writing. Because the bookend method only does beginning and end, and you have to find your way around the middle, I feel like that could be a potential pitfall. So just watch out that you don't get lost in the middle and without a way to navigate out of it. Okay, type 3 is the snowflake method. So you start out with a 1-line summary. And then once you have your 1-line summary, you start building it up by layers, getting more and more detailed as you go when you're slowly fleshing out your outline. The snowflake method is really good for writers who like to develop their story gradually, be a bit more methodical about it. So it's really good for you if that's your style of writing and your style of kind of developing. Don't spend so much time on your Snowflake method that you end up writing the novel. The whole point of an outline is to help you navigate how you're going to get from beginning to end, but also so that you can see where you need to tweak things and change things. Often an outline will help you to see where you're having a few pitfalls. Okay? So that you can avoid those once you start writing. And type 4 is the in-depth outline. Now, this is scene by scene, chapter by chapter. And I think this is what probably comes very close to a skeleton draft. Skeleton draft is literally the bare bones of your novel, but with quite a lot of detail piled in, and it takes you from A to B. And I feel like the in-depth outline is quite close to it. So with an in-depth outline, you know roughly what happens in every step of your book before you even start. I know at least 2 writers who outline in this way, and it does a lot of the heavy lifting for them. So this is a really good outline for writers who really value structure as they're going into their first draft, and it helps them feel confident in tackling such a huge project. Because let's face it, a novel is a huge project. It's also really good for writers who are writing a really complex plot with a lot of different threads. It helps you keep track of it as you get into the thick of the novel. Now, one trap to watch out for with this type of outline is rigidity. Make sure you leave some room for the story to surprise you, because that's where you kind of end up having the magic in your novel happen. It's the unplanned moments. So just make sure that you're not following it so rigidly that you don't allow yourself for those really fantastic last minute spontaneous creative moments in your writing. Okay, so which one is right for you? I think a really good place to start is to ask yourself where you got stuck when you've tried to write before. If you're someone who gets stuck in the middle, then the bookend is probably not the right method for you. If detailed planning kills your momentum, then you might want to go with the synopsis or perhaps the Snowflake method. That might be a little bit better because with the Snowflake method, you can build gradually. And if you're someone who is always starting your novel but never finishing, then maybe the in-depth outline might be the best one for you because it provides you with the structure you need to keep going when you're stuck. But like I said earlier, you don't have to follow these strictly. You can combine these types of outlines to craft an outline that works for your needs. The goal is just to create an outline that will help you get to the end of your novel. That's all. It's an assistance tool. That's all it's there to do, is to assist you in getting your novel written. Okay, that's all for today. Just a quick reminder that I have free training coming up on the 14th of June. It's on a Sunday. It's 90 minutes. The focus of the training is to look at how to get you to finish your novel. So if you don't have any plans, the link is in the description box. Sign up, and I hope to see you there. I'll see you next time.